Hi guys, welcome back to another unboxing and review video. So today we have something a little bit special. We have the new Mega Construx Heroes line Series 5. So what you see in front of you is the entire wave. There are 6 figures. I purchased mine through Fred Meyer's. I'm on the West Coast. I know for the East Coast, these were popping up in Meyer's. I've seen Amazon pre-order listings for these as well as on Entertainment Earth. I tried to order these on Amazon. My pre-orders got canceled, I think like 3 or 4 separate times. So I was just very fortunate to find these in the wild. So from left to right, we have Donatello from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle line. It's the comic book line. We have a Xenomorph from Aliens. We have Fox Mulder from, obviously, the X-Files, and Alien. That's just kind of an unknown alien, just an alien. And then from the Masters of the Universe line, on the right side, we have Stratos and Scareglow. So we'll take a look at Donnie first. As you can see, probably the biggest difference for Donnie when looking at this guy is his headband, right? So Donnie in the cartoons as well as the movies he's known to have that purple bandana, which he does come with, but this was actually designed after the comic book series. So when the comics initially came out, they were actually done in black and white and very limited color, and so all the turtles wore, and they had they were drawn with the red bandana. So they were, it wasn't just Raph, it was all of the turtles. So this is, a nice little kind of rendition of the comic book style turtles, which, we saw Leonardo as well in Series 3 done the same way, but packaged with a traditional bandana. So if you want to swap it out and have him look like, how he does in the cartoons or the TV show, you can do that, or movies. Overall, really nice quality for the figure. He comes with the same style of the knee wraps and elbow wraps and wrist wraps as the colored one, but I mean, it's just very nice quality. I would say the only thing that's kind of a bummer about this guy as opposed to the other one is the belt around his waist doesn't have his name. Like, it doesn't have the letter for his name locked in there. It's just a knot. And then on top of that, on the back side, it doesn't have a built-in spot for you to hold the weapon. So when the Classics line for the TMNT line was first released, they had the wagon and all of those sets for the super articulated figures. They came with better belts, and you could actually carry weapons. But overall, the etching and the display on this guy looks absolutely phenomenal. This is a phenomenal figure. I'm not like a huge TMNT turtle fan. Donnie's always been my favorite, so when I saw him, I had to pick him up. I don't have the rest of the line, obviously, but he was a big one for me. Next up is the Xenomorph. So we've had a few Xenomorphs before. This is our third Xenomorph that we've gotten. He's in a really nice kind of babyish blue look. Now, one thing that you're going to notice immediately about this that's different from the other 2 renditions are the hands. So this is the first time where Mega's actually created a new mold for the alien hands, whereas it was from Series 1 and Series 3, the first Xenomorphs actually had normal sized hands, and it was like a clip-on that went around their wrist to extend out their claws to make it look like an alien hand. So that's a nice little kind of combination they've done to kind of get the alien hands a little more proportionate for the figure. What I have noticed though is it makes it a little bit more difficult to hold items, and we will see that with the X-Files version alien. Overall though, again, we're not getting anything different. This is just the same mold that we had with the other 2 lines as the original Xenomorph and then the Battle Damage Xenomorph. But it's a really nice dry brushing effect that they have on this guy. He looks great. It's a nice addition to the collection. If you're a big Aliens fan, this would be definitely one to pick up if you can find it, because it looks absolutely great. So next up, we're getting into the X-Files. We have Fox Mulder. So a bit of a fan favorite for the pop culture realm. I'm not surprised one bit that Mega got a hold of the limited portion of the X-Files and made this figure. He comes in a really nice FBI style suit, and this is actually a new mold. So when you look at it from the inside, it's not a normal shirt. Like, this is all one piece. So it's not like, you know, the Call of Duty or the Halo line where, you know, they have the modular system where you can remove the jacket. This is all one piece. It's all one torso. And it's, you know, it hooks in there. It's not flexible. It's a hard plastic. So that kind of limits a little bit of what you can do with it. But overall, it's, you know, it's a nice piece. You know, I mean, if you're trying to get, you know, business attire going on, this is a good way to do it. He's got nice black slacks that kind of go down to the black shoes. Not a whole lot of contrast with color, but it does the job in the sense that, you know, he's got a black suit. He's got the nice painted tie as well as the painted blue undershirt to it, so it looks good. Fox comes with an older style pistol that we've got from the Call of Duty line, and then an older style flashlight as well. Face mold for him is, again, you know, unfortunately it's the pinhole eyes, but the hair looks pretty decent. It's a pretty good paint application. They did do whites around the eyes a little bit. It's a little messy on my figure. I don't know how well you can tell that, but I'm such a fan of the painted on eyes. I really wish Mega had never started doing the pinhole eyes. I think it looks terrible, but that is my opinion. I know a lot of other people do not share that opinion. The last thing that Fox came with that I thought was actually really neat is he comes with this poster. It's a, I think it's like a 3x4 panel that's, you know, has a UFO on it that says, "I want to believe." So really nice, you know, addition, you know, for the poster that wasn't necessarily, you know, I didn't, you know, it was hidden in the package, so I didn't know that I was gonna get this, but looks really great, and it's a nice addition to the figure. So last up for the X-Files is the X-Files Alien. So he is, from what I can tell, a brand new mold for the torso wise. Looks great, new head mold as well. Really, really articulate and very detailed face sculpt. This is probably one of the figures at first that I was not really that excited about getting, just because I didn't really have any purpose of having, you know, a basic Alien figure. But, you know, once I saw him in package, you know, the detail in this guy is phenomenal. So he comes with a few accessories. He comes with one of those kind of translucent panels that we've gotten from the Advanced Warfare line, I think, for the Atlas troops. So he's got one of those, and then the other port is he's got like, you know, one of those kind of like soda machine or soda cups with what looks to be like a baby alien stuck in the container. So it's a little bit difficult to get this guy to hold on to this cup given the extended fingers, and there is a way to do it. It's kind of canted a little bit. I've had to really kind of get it in there. It doesn't sit perfect in there, unfortunately. It's a lot easier for him to hold this guy because, as you can see, we can kind of have this as a cant, so we're not having to worry about it as big of, it's just not focusing at all, as big of an issue. So that's kind of my only gripe for the extended fingers for the aliens. They look great. I'm a big fan of them, but it makes it a little bit difficult to actually hold, you know, any type of item. But again, they're aliens, right? So it's not like they're using our weapons or whatnot. But I mean, I guess they could. It's your universe. You can do what you want with them. So going into the Motu line, first we'll take a look at the hero. This is going to be Stratos. Stratos came out really good. And I will say, you know, I'm not a huge Masters of the Universe fan, but it has been a joy collecting these figures from the Heroes line because Mega does a phenomenal job with the Motu line. The detailing on this guy is absolutely phenomenal. So we got his jetpack in here. It's like it's a soft rubber for his backpack that kind of hooks into his suspenders and all that kind of stuff as well. But it looks great. It's great detail. It doesn't hinder articulation for it. And then he's got these really nice, you know, his wings. He's like a Birdman. Wing kind of clip-ons to his wrist that, again, don't hinder articulation, but, you know, add just another element of detail to him. He's super buff, as you can see, and the Motu line, that's what the figures are most well known for, is the fact that they're all larger than Arnold Schwarzenegger. So if you do collect the Motu line, you will get that reference. Overall, though, he is a very nice figure. Paint application for the face looks phenomenal. You know, again, not a huge Motu fan, but with seeing these figures, they look absolutely great. He comes with a staff that you actually build by just, you know, kind of a few random pieces. They use kind of those translucent vials from the TMNT line, and then kind of a weird green knob. I don't think I've seen that piece before, but it comes together looking like a nice staff. So that is a good combination. And then last up, out of the line for Series 5, and probably the most sought after figure, at least from what I've seen on forums, is Scareglow. So Scareglow, again, comes from the Masters of the Universe line. He is part of the Horde. He is one of the bad guys. And what's really neat about him, similar to the original toy line, is that you can put this under a lamp and then put it in the dark and he will glow. So he's got all the glow in the dark skin throughout, and as you can see that on his body. And so, like, for example, they have painted on bones on his thighs, so that's what will actually glow through. It looks really nice. They did a phenomenal job with the figure in such a small package. In addition to that, the detailing on the figure looks great. So they did a really good kind of golden etched out eyes with his skull. Really nice face application. And then probably the thing that I like most about this figure is the cape. It's a soft plastic for it, but the mold for it looks phenomenal. And there's so many things that they can do with this. I don't know if you're a big Monsters fan, but the first thing that I saw when seeing this is, like how easy it would be for Mega and their pop culture line, the Heroes line, to do a Monsters, series like Dracula or The Thing or, Frankenstein and whatnot, because they've got the molds for the pieces, and the cape for this looks phenomenal, and it looks great on the figure. It doesn't hinder articulation all that much. So overall, a very nice addition to the figure. So when looking at the set as a whole, it comes with a lot of, different spices. And what I mean by that is we get, a continuation of the TMT line for the comic book series. And this is now our second figure that we've gotten. So now we have Leo, now we have Donnie. This is our third alien in the realm. Another Xenomorph, always nice to have because they're always difficult to get. We're getting two figures out of the X-File line. We're getting Mulder, and we're getting just a generic alien. And then again, they're doing a continuation of their Motu line, getting another good guy and another bad guy, right? So we're getting Stratos and Scareglow, which again are both figures. I'm not a huge Motu fan. I've mentioned that before, but again, it's amazing collecting these figures because of the articulation, because of the detailing, and they look great. The Heroes line, in a lot of ways, is one of my favorite lines to actually collect because of the pop culture references. What's so nice about this line is that we're getting a little bit of everything, right? So when you look through the waves, we're getting a lot of different lines, we're getting a lot of different licenses, and a lot of things that people have kind of voted on and wanted. And this is just great. I love that Mattel and Mega listened to their audience, what they wanted, and they're doing it. So I love the Heroes line. This is, again, one of my favorite lines to collect. And to be honest with, looking at Series 5 as opposed to some of the other series, this is a good one to collect. I don't typically collect the entire waves. I typically, kind of pick and choose which figures I want. But when I looked at this as a whole, I looked at it and I was like, well, I kind of want each and every figure for different reasons, right? I already have a few other aliens, but again, I don't have a blue Xenomorph, so that's a nice, addition to my collection, as well as just a normal X-Files kind of generic style alien. And then having the turtles are always nice as well. So as a whole, I made that decision and I was going to pick every single line up. You don't have to do that. If there's one or two or three or none of them that don't interest you, take a pass on it. But what I will say is all the figures are very well done. What I like about the Heroes lines in general is typically we don't deal with the same kind of quality control issues that we typically get in boxed sets. Seems like Mega does a little bit better of their paint applications, as well as better quality control for the appendages, extremities, and they don't seem to break all that well. The only quality control issue that I will note on Fox Mulder, his head, they painted the ball joint, and as you can see, it's already starting to break. So his head does not move. I don't know why they thought it was a good idea to paint the ball joint where the head clips into, but it's already a small space. But besides that, that's the only issue that I ran into with this figure line. I couldn't be happier with it. I would definitely recommend these if you guys are Heroes fans. Pick them up if you see them. Again, I found them for $4.99 before tax at Fred Meyer's, and it's one of those things where if you can find them, just get them, dude. They're great. They're good for customs. They have a lot of different pieces, and I couldn't recommend these anymore than I already have. With that being said, guys, I don't have a whole lot else to say about it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. Think about subscribing and leave a comment out of the figure in the line that is your favorite. Again, mine is Donnie. I'm a huge Turtles fan, and I'm a huge Donatello fan. So let us know what your favorite is. And besides that, guys, I'll catch you next time. Bye.